Good day everyone. Today I wanted to rank all dinosaurs from the Roblox game Prehistoria because no one else did it in the form of video. This is a relatively new dinosaur survival Roblox game, possibly taking place in alternate timelines California. It stands out from other games not only with an eye-catching cartoony art style, but also with its fairly good balancing, at least compared to other entries of this genre. Again, this list is pretty subjective, although not as subjective as my Arc 2 design tier list, as this time objective facts are taken into consideration as well, but these are still opinions. Also, I will go from worst to best and not in alphabetical order. Let's not drag the time any further and begin. Starting from the C tier, we have the Utahraptor. The Utahraptor kinda got the short end of the stick in this game. It's a carnivore, but it doesn't really have the sufficient health, damage and bleed to hunt larger animals. And it's even so slightly too slow to hunt Camptosaurus. On top of that, it also has an absolute train-like turn radius, bad stamina and the worst swim speed in the entire game. This forces it to be an opportunistic scavenger, or if the player is smart enough, Utahraptor can become, still not strong but more fun, ambush predator by jumping onto trees and waiting for unsuspecting prey to come by. And even smarter players can also use trees as an escape route. As I said, the jump height boost it received recently made the Utahraptor much more fun and viable, and the train turn radius can be mostly worked around by turning while crouching. It's arguably the most fun to play as dinosaur, but it's still pretty weak. Therefore, C tier seems fitting for it. Just a bit higher still in C tier is the Camptosaurus. It's probably the animal with the fastest walk speed in the game, which I really like. I also think it's a pretty fun to play as glass cannon type dinosaur, but I seem to be alone with this opinion. It also has great stamina, but overall it isn't the best of dinosaurs, and it really suffers from the low health pool. It does have that 10 bleed that earned its class as a bleeder, but look what else I found with 10 bleed. Yeah, C tier seems fitting. Subjective side note, I absolutely adore that eating animation. Coming next in low B tier is the recently added Megalo. This Ceratopsian is basically Styracosaurus light. It has the turn in place, even though most people don't use it. It has decent bleed, it has decent damage, but not as decent as Styracosaurus. It also has a decent walking speed, which is nice. It also has low stamina drain in water, which allows it to use water as an escape route. However, Megaloceratops can't really put up a fight against larger animals like Allosaurus, so it stays in B tier. I might as well rename this the M tier because the next one is Megalosaurus. It's pretty good and deserves its spot on the top of the B tier. It has decent speed, health and stamina, but its real strength comes in numbers, because good heavens they are plentiful. Every single new player mains this dinosaur, ignoring crystals, forming huge packs, genociding Utahraptors, and mindlessly attacking everyone with varying success. This is why every Megalosaurus you see is level 1. They are everywhere. Megalosaurs are also infamous for their small turn radius. Yeah. Alone, however, they're pretty weak and can't defeat anything larger than them. Nevertheless, they definitely deserve at least a very high B tier. Next up now in A tier is the Parasaurolophus. Paras are absolute tanks with great speed, stamina, attack, health and everything. They don't have bleed though. The only reason Parasaurolophus is not S tier is that it's kinda hard to master. I don't exactly know what the secret is, but there's definitely something. This is why a lot of new Parasaurolophus players become the prey of the Megalosaurus packs I mentioned earlier. They also have the endurance ability, which makes bleed practically useless. Parasaurolophus is also the largest animal in the game, which has its own set of pros and cons, so yeah, A tier. Allosaurus is basically the carnivore version of Parasaurolophus, but with bleed, more stamina, less skill requirements and less bulk. Very few creatures can put up a fight with it. And as I said, even a player without too much experience can tear everyone apart with this thing. Packs of them tend to rule the waterfall lake, which is this game's version of Sonaria's desert oasis. The only reason it's high A and not S is because a good player of this dinosaur is still defeatable with enough effort, unlike good players of the next two dinosaurs. Camptosaurus is the game's signature speedy dinosaur at the moment. It's the fastest dinosaur in the game and also one of the most endurant, tied to the highest stamina in the game with Camptosaurus, Megalosaurus and Allosaurus. Literally nothing can catch up with it if used right. But I've seen people attacking back as Camptosaurus. Like, what the hell, people? Camptosaurus shouldn't attack dinosaurs, they should run away. That's literally their main survival tool. So if a player has at least 2 brain cells, a Camptosaurus can run out of every situation, rendering them nearly invincible. For that, Campto gets an S tier. It's also the smallest dinosaur in the game, so there's that. Styracosaurus is easily the best dinosaur in the game. Yes, it has the worst speed, the worst stamina and the worst turn radius in the game, but it also has the best damage in the game, the best bleed in the game, tied with Camptosaurus, the best health in the game, tied with Parasaurolophus, and turn in place ability as well, which makes this dinosaur an undefeatable rhinoceros super tank, if played right. Again, if a player has some minimal intelligence, they'll realize that they shouldn't run away, but play defensive with turn in place. And if they do so, they literally can't be defeated. Do I need to say anything else? Instant S tier. That would have been it, the Prehistoria tier list. Baryonyx is coming sometime soon, so when it comes out I'll make a follow-up video about where I would put it on the tier list. Also, quick reminder that you are allowed to have an opinion, so if you disagree with mine, feel free to leave your opinion in a polite comment below. Goodbye.